Hello and welcome to May and to the 7th week in which we have not been able to hold church services at our building. I don't think any of us realized how long the restrictions would continue. And in this time, many have established new routines. I hope that the online content of the church has become part of your weekly routine. Last Sunday, I had a very enjoyable Zoom meeting as a number of our families with young children joined for a children's feature time. It was so good to be able to connect with the children of our church. As the weeks progress, we want to expand the ways our church can connect. This past week, our Board of Elders met by Zoom, of course. We spent time in prayer, and we spent time considering how we can continue to be a church as restrictions on gathering are continuing. So we'll provide a summary of that meeting and our discussion and decisions that should come out early next week. This Sunday morning, May 3rd, we invite you to join for a communion time, and that will be a Zoom service. We'll be sending out an invite for that. It will include an initial gathering time, a message time, and a communion time. So as you join on Sunday, have your communion elements ready, and we'll participate together in those elements following the time of the message. Another thing we want to make you aware of is an Ulrichsen update. When the Ulrichsens returned for home assignment last summer, they had no idea that the term home assignment would take on a far more literal meaning than they envisioned. They've provided a short video of an update, which you can check out, and the link for that is in the email version of this update. So gathering, what does that look like? Well, there is some talk of gradually reopening the economy and expanding the number of people allowed to visit those in care. Large gatherings, including church services, will likely not resume until after this summer. We see that Camp Nackaman has informed us that they'll not be running summer programs. Universities are preparing for online classes or in-person classes, as it's uncertain which one of those that they will be using in the fall. As a church, the reality of another possibly 4 months of not being able to gather at our building, that is kind of daunting. We miss meeting in person. And Zoom meetings are okay. Online sermons are good, but they're not the same. The message this Sunday, I will be addressing the topic of gathering, which is so important as a church. What does this look like when our familiar pathways of gathering are closed? So I hope you can join for our message this Sunday. It will be recorded and it will also be shared during the Zoom communion meeting. How are you handling the ache of loss, anxiety, discouragement? We are people of hope. We have the presence of Christ, the encouragement of Scripture, and the friendship of people in our church family. We affirm that God is in control, yet our faith does not exempt us from emotions of discouragement. Don't be afraid to express those. The Psalms and the prophets express negative emotions and positive, praise and lament. At times we need to boldly proclaim our confidence, and at times we need to humbly express our sadness, our discouragement, our frustration, even our anger. So I encourage you to find someone with whom you can share your heart, and you may discover that Jesus meets you at your point of need, not in your position of strength. I conclude with this prayer from Colossians 1. We continue to ask God to fill you with the knowledge of His will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please Him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God, being strengthened with all power according to His glorious might, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving joyful thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of His holy people in the kingdom of light. That's my prayer for our church, that through His strength and power, we would have great endurance and patience. Take care. Have a great week, everyone. We'll hopefully see you on this weekend.